everybody, Mr. Marino here. Welcome to this week's midweek update. Today is Wednesday, March 17th, and the following big assignment is due Tuesday, March 23rd. Well, this is the assignment we've all been waiting for, the RUBE Goldberg machine project. For the past couple days, we've been talking about what makes a RUBE Goldberg machine, and we've been drawing, drafting, and modeling examples of RUBE Goldberg machines that include the many forms of energy that we've been going over last week in class. In the description below, you'll find a link to the official Google document of the official RUBE Goldberg model rules and regulations. Please take a moment, scroll down to the description below, and click that link and follow along if you'd like. As discussed yesterday in class, you all selected which scenario you will be conducting your RUBE Goldberg machine project on. The first choice was to design a RUBE Goldberg machine that helps an elderly person complete a task that they need help with. The second scenario was to raise a flag that says, Mr. Marino Science 2021. Or the third option was to design a RUBE Goldberg machine that's purpose was to help you wake up in the morning. Well, now that the official rules are in, our grading rubric is on the bottom of the doc. But first, let's go over some of the criteria. Your machine must have at least 15 steps. It must include 6 different forms of energy. Of those 6 forms of energy, you must include solar or wind. If your RUBE Goldberg machine includes domino-like structures, it may not exceed more than 10 domino-like collisions. It must have a pulley mechanism, which means if you don't have a pulley, you can make one by just throwing string over a pencil or a desk or something. Your machine must include a spring or a rubber band, not for decoration. Use the spring or rubber band as a potential energy example by loading the spring or the rubber band. It must include an inclined plane. And some students are asking, up or down, does it make a difference? It just one needs to be present in the RUBE Goldberg machine. Your RUBE Goldberg machine may not start with a ball, so be creative, be original. You may not use a marble track or anything of that such. You may include a person or animal as long as it's safe to do so. You may not use more than 2 people if you decide to use people. Legos are allowed, but you may not use Legos in more than 2 parts of the 15 parts of the project. Getting work done, brother. Well, you can't build the whole thing out of Legos. We gotta be original. Kids gotta be creative. Okay, now on to the main events. You will be graded on 5 parts of this project, and they're listed below, and they're 20 points each. Part A, create a model of the machine and number each of the parts clearly. This model can be done on Notability or any other type of app that you use to draw. It can be done on paper with crayons, markers, colored pencils. The most important part of this is that every single part is labeled. If you're not a good artist, that's okay. Just label. Did I make it clear enough that I want them to label? Your model has to match your RUBE Goldberg machine, which means if there's a part that didn't work out that well, then you have to go back to the drawing board and change your blueprint. It's the design process. Part B, label the model explaining how each step works and goes into the next step. This is all gonna be done in a same Google Doc. Part C, list all the materials that you're using. I wanna know everything about the materials. If you use tape, what kind of tape did you use? Masking tape, duct tape, electrical tape, Scotch tape? If you use string, how much string did you use? If you use a piece of wood, how big was the piece of wood? If you used a spoon, was it plastic? Was it metal? Was it a wooden spoon? Part D, label each part of the machine in terms of what type of energy it's an example of. If you have something falling, then that would be potential energy turning into kinetic energy. If something's plugged into a wall, that would be an example of using electricity to do something else. So be very clear and label those parts. And finally, my favorite part, part E, film the RUBE Goldberg machine in action. I want to see it work from the beginning to the end, completed without your help. Now remember, you have a week to do this, which means it should look like you spent a week working on this. Try to be as original and creative as you can. I wish you, don't forget that when you're filming a RUBE Goldberg machine with whatever device you use, film it landscape, not portrait, landscape. Portrait, landscape, portrait, landscape. Film it landscape. You'll then take that footage, upload it to Drive, and share that link on that master Google Doc that you will hand in Tuesday, March 23rd. Couple quick benchmarks. Today is Wednesday. which means this Friday, I want you to hand in your blueprint on Google Classroom. Now this Friday, when you hand in part A, I do understand and recognize that as you make the RUBE Goldberg machine, you will make some changes, and that's okay. I want to see the general outline and a completed blueprint up to Friday so far. Whatever you change and whatever you update will be on the final master doc that you hand in at the end of our grading period, which is Tuesday, March 23rd. The list of materials is due Monday, and Tuesday night, the whole project, A, B, C, D, and E are due. As always, with any project, any assignment, or any concerns, do not stress out. Reach out. Email me if you have any questions, and if it's about your RUBE Goldberg machine, send me the blueprints or an actual photo or video of the question in question. I'm Mr. Reno Science. Thank you for checking in on this midweek update. Good luck on your projects, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that alert button.